Hello friends, welcome to Jiku Diaries YouTube channel for another episode of Random Notes from Paris 2024. Here I am on the third last day of the 33rd Summer Games, and I have a special guest in a senior sports journalist from Kolkata. He has retired from the Hindu and has been covering sports all through his sports journalism career, and he is none other than S Sabanayakan. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome S Sabanayakan to Jiku Diaries YouTube channel. Saba, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
How have you been enjoying this Olympic Games, and what have been your experiences?
I've been really enjoying these games thanks to Paris. Paris has been being very nice and weather-wise, as well as the transport, the food, everything is fine, absolutely. It's one of the best venues to have the Olympic Games. And the only disappointment is that Indians could not do as much as we had expected. We wanted India to surpass the 7 gold medals they have won at Tokyo now, but we have not reached that point. So that's the only big disappointment for everybody from India. Now let's see, we have got 2 more days to go and see. We may have a couple of more events coming up. I think we have a chance in wrestling.
Right. So as of as we speak, India have 5 medals, which includes 1 silver from Neeraj Chopra and 4 bronze medals. And among those 4 bronze medals, 3 have come from the shooting range, 2 from the same shooter, and 1 from hockey. And you have been specializing in hockey, archery, among other sports. So what have you seen of hockey? And we expected India to finish better than the 3rd place, but they have retained their 3rd position in Olympic Games. Are you happy with that? Is that a good result, or it is a disappointing result?
Jiku, if you see that we came back to win hockey medal after 1980 Olympics.
Right.
We had the last gold medal in Moscow Olympics. Thereafter, we last time in Tokyo, we won the bronze medal.
Right.
I think retaining the bronze medal itself is an achievement for the Indian team, and because we are on the revival side and we have been doing well internationally, and I must credit for this to Hockey India, which ensured that at the Tokyo Olympics we had both men finishing 3rd and women finishing 4th.
Yeah, women finished missed narrowly. That was so very
Exactly.
heartbreaking.
Exactly. So this development had really taken Indian hockey to a different level now. So we are the fruit of that is now today the Indian hockey team retaining the thing. But to be very frank with you, I saw the semi-final match between Germany and India, and I found that Germany was absolutely class apart.
Yes.
So not only in game plan, tactically, technically, they are far superior to Indians. Couple of Indian boys could match their overall strength in technique, but otherwise we need to have a larger pool of players of the same standard to really win an Olympic medal in hockey.
Right. Before coming to Paris for the Olympic Games, talking to some of the senior, hockey experts, they said India were obviously placed in a tougher group, and to proceed to the knockouts was a challenge. But India, having come this far, entered the semi-finals, many expected them to finish either 1st or 2nd. So on that count, bronze is maybe many may have been maybe feel disappointed with bronze finish.
Here I would like to say 2-3 points to you to clarify the points you raised.
Right.
Jiku. One is the tougher pool. If you see the last 4 semi-finalists, 3 came from the different pool,
Right.
and only India from the same pool, pool B.
Right.
So it is not tough. The other one was tougher.
Right.
Why should 3 teams come into the semi-finals? Now that's one. Point number 2 is that expectations has always been higher among the Indian ex-players, and they always want Indians to do well in hockey. So we should not take them that seriously and say that what they said is right. So, but ultimately, what you are going to do on the field is very important.
Right.
And the Indians did show that. But as you see, that Germany had finished number 2 in their pool, that's Pool A.
Yeah.
So and we couldn't beat them. So the point is, thank God we didn't meet Netherlands. They're much stronger side.
Yeah.
And ultimately, they won the championship also.
They
They
won the
beat
gold.
Germany.
Yes.
Okay. Now, So expectation that it doesn't play that way. On a day, maybe a team can do well. On a day when the players can perform exceedingly well, so it may turn the table. Otherwise, I don't think a team game where you can, suddenly you can class cannot be outclassed.
Right.
Outclassed.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So we also saw when India finished third yesterday, Srijesh repeated what he did in Tokyo, celebrating the bronze medal, sitting on top of the goalpost. He did it here also, and he has called it a day as far as international hockey is concerned. Where does Srijesh stand in Indian hockey annals?
Definitely, Srijesh has carved a niche for himself, and he is going to be definitely he'll be one among the legends of the Indian hockey. And as being a senior pro in the team, he has been motivating the youngsters, and he has done a great job. That is very important in a team that a senior may not be captain of the team, but
Right.
to leading them,
Yes.
educating them, and giving them all the moral boosting talks is very important. And I think Srijesh has done that for the last many years.
Right.
When he was a captain, then he became Tokyo also he was not the captain, then now also he was not the captain. But there was no difference in the ideas approach. He has always been a team man, always been a great educator to the youngsters. And not only that, Srijesh, because of his ability to speak a few languages,
Right.
he has been a sought out man by media guys also, because he can speak in English, he can
Yes,
speak
he
in
can.
his mother tongue Malayalam, and he speaks very good Hindi as well.
Yes.
So he has done actually his part, he went to measurable.
So he is one who can articulate well.
Articulate very well, and not only that, and he has actually held the teams everything high in this in discussion with media and others.
And one of the latest recent posts that he has posted on his social media was him holding a whole lot of books and the bronze medal and saying, you study, and it's only studies and hockey, or reading books and hockey. So that is what Srijesh does, and so that's where one of the sources where he gets those points to articulate well and explain to those who want to understand hockey better. So we had a chance to interact with Srijesh in the mixed zone as the players walked by after their matches, and we found him and he was one of the most sought after players from the Indian team.
Yes.
Among the other performances apart from hockey, Sabha, you also specialize in archery, and that is one sport where, again, it's expectations, but archers, did they meet the expectations, or how is it?
Well, if you see the record, there are reasons to feel elated, because the Indian team never played a bronze medal match in Olympics. Individually, most of the time, every team or the individuals, we either can get out in pre-quarterfinals or in quarterfinals.
Right.
Like it happened to Deepika Kumari, one of our main bets in women's title.
Right.
So the point remains that the amount of money the government has spent on us, and the number of exposure tours have been taken around the world, and they have taken part in all the 4 World Cups, and
Right.
they have done well. The point remains that somehow there is some problem between winning and coming up to the certain point of the tournament.
Right.
So that way, I think the Archery Association of India needs to introspect what exactly is getting wrong and what is the problem. Is there any psychological problem, or it can't be equipment problem, or it can't be exposure, because it has to be something else. So I feel that it could be the children actually come from a very
Humble background.
humble background.
Yes.
And they suddenly see money, they suddenly see everything coming up in front of them, and they are not ready for this kind of a tougher competition, and to see eye to eye with your opponent. This is very important in sport.
Right.
You are the best for the country. You should believe that you are the best in the country. So
Right.
the belief factor, I think, is missing in Indian archery.
Right. So one of the chances India had was in the mixed team event, where they finished 4th, and for the first ever time that the mixed team archers finished 4th in Olympics, isn't it?
This is the first time
Yes.
any Indian team or Indian individual had ever been to that. Only the mixed team, and mixed team, the boy, Dheeraj Bummadevara,
Bummadevara, yeah.
he was very cool and very calm and quiet, and he was shooting very well. But the girl Ankita Bhagat from Bengal, she cracked. She couldn't take the pressure of the occasion. because they never been told what exactly is the situation when you go there. So this is what takes archers, because we never reached the point.
Right.
Now that we have reached the semi-final, we lost the semi-final and played the bronze medal match. So I think now people have understood what exactly is the situation is about and how to tackle it. So I feel that in future the Indian archery will do well.
Even in the mixed zone, after they finished fourth, Bomadeva Raya was explaining how, despite the advice from the seniors in the team that you can make it, actually them telling and then really experiencing what it means to be in Olympics, it's entirely different, and it's so many times different than what even they anticipated how it would be. So that's what it is all about. And you just mentioned about some of the athletes, the archers coming from humble background. One of the athletes from Indian contingent, Avinash Sable, he also comes from a humble background, and though he entered the finals of 3000 meters steeplechase, he finished 11th. That's a creditable performance for Avinash Sable, isn't it?
Definitely, see, in a track and field event, athletics is world class. Where I don't think Indians come anywhere near other than our javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra.
Right.
Neeraj Chopra has lifted himself to that level.
Yes.
It's very important. You need to lift yourself to that level. You need to believe that I can go there and stay there and win.
Right.
Neeraj has been doing it. Obviously, he's an exceptionally different character. But general character of Indians is to be submissive.
Right.
To be subservient.
Yes.
That has to be changed. We have not living in the world when British are ruling us. Now we are independent India. We don't have the belief that we can do. That's very important. And even our own officials don't talk like this. We need to boost the boys and girls. Why we are not the best. When you come to Olympics, you are the best in the country.
Right.
And you are an ambassador to the country.
Yes.
You are showing that I am India. I win, I am Indian, trifle will go up.
Yes.
The national anthem will be sung here.
Yes.
So that is the point. People should know. I need to give my 100% there. We cannot say that I am coming here for just for participation. We need to compete. Participation is anybody can participate.
Right.
But competing is very important.
True.
And that we are not doing it in the right way.
And even again, interacting with Avinash Sable at the mixed zone, he said about the rest of the finalists are the best in the world and not best from any particular state. That itself shows how tough the competition is. And I thought that Avinash Sable was leading the first 400 meters, and then he slowed down, or the rest of the pack, they paced their race well to finish from behind to the top three. So how did you look at his final race, and did you think that he gave his best in the first half and then he didn't have the energy to push himself in the later half?
Jiku, the preparation for an Olympic game is completely different from what we do in the national level. National level is you can take it easy because we have talented, you have little experience, you can go through. And national champions tag doesn't make sense in Olympics.
Right.
Now the point is, if Sable is, give me an example. Sable ran a race for 8 minutes 50 seconds. Okay.
Right.
Now the world is running it at 7.50. That is almost 1 minute difference. The 1 minute difference he can never make it up in one Olympic Games. From 87 to 89, it took 3 years for Neeraj Chopra to come.
Right.
Okay, so it has to be gradual process. It's a long process, and the process has to be believed and done properly, and properly followed by the coaches and support staff. So it's a huge task behind you.
Right.
Sable is from Army. The Indian Army developed after that 2012 World Olympics. Indian Army started there. Army sports corps, and they started doing a lot of activity. But somehow I am not happy and disappointed because they have not come up to the level of any level. Any of the archers have not done it. I mean, athletes. So come to only the fellow is that our archery Indian Army fellow is Neeraj. Neeraj has done well, but what about others? That means there is some huge gap between the exceptional talent of Neeraj and others.
Right.
So others are okay, talented, but they can't raise the talent to the Olympic level.
Right.
So that has to be explored and probed. Why we are not able to do it? That's very important.
It's a very, very valid point. And here, the Indian athletes who have made it to the Olympics, they have been they've been sent abroad for training. And here, Neeraj Chopra has made a huge difference, and probably I feel that he has made the most of the facilities of training overseas compared to the other athletes. Is it a fair point?
Yeah, it is. It is. See, as the other day Prakash Padukone told the media that it's also the player, the athlete has to try his
Right.
level best. He has
Right.
to raise his game to the level best because we are in a different occasion. This is an Olympic Games. It is not a national games. It is not a national championship.
Right.
So you people have to raise their standard to that level. Otherwise, you cannot achieve. You take for example long jumper from
Right.
Anju Bobby George. She finished.
Right.
Remember,
Yes.
fourth.
Yes.
So that is it. That's how she could lift herself to the level. Well, it is all individual ability. Once you are in the field, in the Olympic field, there's no one to support you. You
Right.
have to decide
Yes.
everything. You have to
Yes.
think, and that process has to be taught to them.
Right.
If you are running for match, the match is about 90 minutes football match. They foreigners train for double,
Right.
so that they can play in double pace for the shorter duration.
Mm-hmm.
So that is
Right.
important. And what we do, we only play for 120 minutes.
Right.
And by the time the others will push you so far, then by the time last 10 minutes or 15 minutes we are completely out of wind. Then we lose the game. Then. That's how it happens.
So the Indian athletes and their mindset should change,
Very
and
much.
the mindset should change from just being mere participants to being challengers.
The point is, once upon a time we used to tell, he's an Olympian.
Yeah.
Now is the time for us to ask, are you an Olympian? What did you do there?
Mm-hmm.
People should ask questions to Olympians. What did you do there? हम Olympic घूम के आया. That is not the point. The point
Right.
is, what have you done?
How have you
Don't call yourself Olympian otherwise.
How have you challenged the
You went
rest
as
of the
India's
field?
ambassador and you have brought shame to India by not doing anything. You just took a round, happily came back, wore new shoes, different t-shirts, and then you start showing up, I am an Olympian. What did you do on the field? That is more important.
Right. And it's not anymore the old India, but it is a young,
Yes.
vibrant.
Yes.
They can challenge the world. So we should, like Sabha says, you have to not just be competing, but just be proving to the world that you are the best.
Not participating, compete. You need to compete seriously.
Compete seriously. That's right. So just mentioned about various points, and one of the hot topics of this Olympics has been Fogart. So how do you look at the whole episode, and is it fair that she has been robbed of a silver medal, or how do you look at? Can you explain the entire procedure?
I don't think there's anybody can rob off anybody from anything. It is also my point is that she had her own physio, she had her own everything. She had her own team also. She had browbeated the IOA to get her team members here. Then there was no question of blaming anybody. It is her. It is for her because her body structure is such. Her body, the certain complexity of her body. She had to understand that. Nobody can understand. A dietitian is an outsider. A coach is an outsider. A physiotherapist is an outsider. They have to understand how to understand their body. I know my body well.
Right.
So I need to tell them that's my body. My body needs so much rest. My body needs so much protein. I need so much rest. Otherwise I cannot do it. I need to have 5 hours of sleep or 8 hours of sleep. The point is, in this case, it is a collective failure. That also includes the athlete herself.
Right.
And what she should do, 3 matches she played on a day, and in 3 matches she did so well. For me, I was suspecting how is it possible that as you go up in order, you are going to play a tougher opponent,
Right.
and our scores are becoming easier. So obviously she was carrying the 2.5 extra kg with her.
Right.
From the weighing in to the next day, the whole day play, she was carrying the weight, and that weight was the problem, became a huge problem later on in the evening because she couldn't reduce it.
Right.
So you cannot take a chance like that.
And Vinesh Fogart had earlier been participating in the 53 kg category, and now for somebody to participate in a 50 kg category, how different it is?
It is a huge difference. In fact, last time it happened was with legendary boxer MC Mericom. Mericom repeat tells me that I cannot come from lower weight category. Easy to come from lower weight category to high weight category.
Yes.
What you do here once in boxing weighing is done only once, and because then once you are conformed to the weight category, you hang on there.
Right.
So you are expected in 3 to 4 days or 5 days or 6 days. You are not expected to put on heavy weight. But wrestling is completely different.
Right.
It's a physical game. People get to eat a lot. They need to re-energize the entire process of the body. So it is completely different. So this is also an eye-opener for the Indian contingent to be very careful about wrestlers in future.
Right.
And weightlifters as well. Now you take this Venus Fogart.
Hmm.
She was disqualified in Rio Olympics for being overage.
Right.
So it is not new to her. She knew everything. Despite that, she never took any precautions.
Mhm.
That is the point. Now, since when we made a 2-day final means 2-day program, that means every day you will be weighed in.
Right. Right.
So you cannot escape that.
True.
So you cannot put on weight also.
Right.
So somehow they could reduce the weight at weigh-in and came in. They got qualified as 49.9.
Mhm.
Then it was found to be more weight
Yeah.
at the time. So it is a very complex situation. It is experience. Interestingly, Jiku, the lady who won that particular weight category
Yes.
from
America.
she
Yeah.
said that I'm very sorry for Vinish, but then I understand her problem, what happened to her. This is a problem for everyone.
Everyone,
here,
right, yeah.
And I'm very concerned about my own weight. So she's always been concerned about the weight.
Right,
But
yeah.
Vinish is not.
Right. So that is something which has caught everyone's attention in this Olympic Games in Paris. Vinesh Fogart's disqualification from the final, and so this is how India have now 5 medals, 1 silver and for 4 bronze, and hopefully there could be 1 or 2 additions to it. Do you expect?
Well, there are a couple of people in boxing, in wrestling, they can do it, but my hopes about women's golf has diminished because yesterday they were quite doing well, and today when I last saw it, they were slipped to tied 14 or 15.
Okay.
So the leader is about 8 to 9 strokes ahead of others, so it's not possible to make up that. Top 3 have moved away from the rest of the bunch.
Yeah. So on that note, India is unlikely to finish with the same tally as they did it in Tokyo, which was 7.
Yes, sir.
So it's only hope that the athletes learn from these, whatever you can say, failures or inability to cope up with their best performances, or to
It's not only athletes, it's the entire system.
the entire system.
The entire ecosystem of Indian sport should understand the Olympic Games is completely different ball game.
Right.
Now you take the Asian Championship, you take the World Championship, some countries don't send their top people.
Right.
And India always sends top people for exposure.
Right.
And by then they go there, they're all videographed, they know
Yes,
who's going
they're
to
exposed.
completely. So these are the points we need to consider also.
You mentioned the point where some countries don't send their best to certain tournaments. I very well remember, especially in badminton, when Lindan was at the peak, he didn't play much of this, but he went just like that. He just had to make an appearance in, say, World Championships or Olympics, and the gold was assured for Lindan.
That's how it is.
So that is how the system is. Okay, so thanks, Sabha, for this. It was fantastic talking to you, and also I'm sure I have learned more about the system, how it works, and I'm sure you all viewers would also have benefited from this. Thank you so much, and
Thank you.
hope to have you again at some point in the future. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.